Hello everyone, welcome to the final day of Metal Gear March. Today I'm going to be answering an assortment of questions that you have posed to me within the comments of the last video I posted about this Q&A. So here is the A's to your Q's from the previous video. Let's just jump right into it and not waste any time. I got a list of them right there. Let's read the first one and I'll tell you who asked me which ones. We're going to have overlapping answers, by the way. So I'm just gonna read every question. So if you're just gonna go, I'm just gonna try and go kind of fast because there's quite a few questions. I don't know how much time I got for all this. I don't know how much time. I got plenty of time. What am I saying? Let's just start already. So the first few questions, which there's a lot of them, come from KPL88. If your birthday is in '88, you got the same birthday year as I do. We're best friends forever. Otherwise, I don't know why your thing is 88. Maybe just like the number 88. I don't know. Anywho, oh, by the way, these are in no particular order by person. I just went straight down my comment list. I think it was like top comment or most recent. I don't even know. I just fucking copy-pasted, basically. Anywho, let's read them. Stop wasting time. Alright, so what is your list of Metal Gear Solid games from favorite to least favorite? Now, some of these I had to look at and think about ahead of time. They're not all going to be right off the top of my head. I actually planned ahead a little bit, otherwise we'd be here forever. I already listed these out. So the order I will order the games in from my favorite, I don't necessarily mean that they're the best, it's just some personal favorites. So, Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 4, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 2. 3 and 4, they're almost interchangeable, but I think I like 4 better than 3, just because the story was better, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. 1, 4, 3, 2. 1 is clearly my favorite, and 2 is clearly my least favorite. Not to say that any of them are bad, but that's just the order I would put them in. Alright, let's keep going. Number 2. What moment of the series had the most emotional impact on you? Most emotional impact? The first thing that comes to mind is Metal Gear Solid 2 when Emma dies. Emma. Yeah. Like, if we're talking emotional, like sad, I'm not going to go, like, angry or frustrated emotions. There's other questions to deal with that. If we mean sad emotions, it's definitely when Emma died. I was like, it was one of those things where I was like, I liked her immediately, which doesn't happen with characters for me very often. And the fact that they took her away from me so quickly made me very sad. Like, we'll get to more about that in a later question. I know there's another question about emotions, and we'll get to it. So anyways, if there is one element of the story you could change, what would it be? This one I actually looked ahead of time, or thought about it ahead of time, because I was like, man, what would I change? The one thing I could think of to change actually came right at the end of the entire series, or at least at the number 4. The fact that I thought Snake died at the end, and then they swerved me in the beginning of the credits and said he was alive, and so was Big Boss. I think I would have left it with Solid Snake dying right there. It would have been way more sad, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It's not that I didn't like the fact that they swerved me. I'm just saying, like, I think I would have left it as is. It just made it more tragic that way. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't want to say. But it reminds me of, no. I was going to say it's like Breaking Bad, but those of you who haven't seen Breaking Bad wouldn't get the reference. I was just going to say, like, the end is what you expect it to be, and it doesn't veer from that path with some weird twist that kind of goes like, well, what the fuck? You know, it's not that kind of ending. It's an ending where it's like, it's complete ending, you know, he's dead, boom, game over. But the fact that he's alive makes it ambiguous. Well, what if he lives longer? There might be a way to fix him and make him live longer. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, that's what I would have changed. At least that's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm sure there's other things. It's just the first thing that comes to my mind because we're not going to waste a lot of time on these questions. So anyway, favorite character in any of the games. This one is too easy because there's no better character in the games than Solid Snake. There isn't. At least not to me. He's the most tragic because of his existence. I mean, he's a clone of somebody else. He realizes that in the first game, I'm pretty sure. He doesn't know that before then. And then, you know, the journey from there, really. I mean, everything that happens in 2, and then everything that happens in 4, where he ages quickly, and he's really old, and he has all this shit about to happen to him, and he has to just resolve it. Solid Snake, tragic hero. That's all there is to it. Like, nothing's better than that. There's other characters that are better, but I think somebody might have asked me my top 5, so we'll get to that when we get to the top 5 question. Anyway, we got a few more questions here from KPL. Favorite boss battle in the series was Psycho Mantis, hands down. Nothing better to me, because I had to figure out how to do it. It was very complex to figure it out. Plus, it was very creative the way they did it. For at least, especially back on that era. I'm taking into account the boss battle for the era that it's in. And then, let's see, least favorite boss battle. This one actually took me a while to think about, because I was like, which bosses don't I like? And there's some that I don't really like that much. But then I was like, which ones am I not even thinking of? That makes it, the fact that I'm not remembering them makes him not very good. And it took me a while, because I couldn't remember his name. I had to look it up again. It's the first boss, well, at least the first Cobra boss from Metal Gear Solid 3, the Pain. The one you fight with the bees. Yeah, I don't remember that boss fight being very difficult or interesting. I'm just going to go with that one because I barely even remembered his name. I actually had to look it up. This is definitely the least memorable boss fight in that game especially. Alright, got 2 more left from KPL here. Favorite music track in the series. This one I also had to look up because I didn't remember which songs were really that great. The first thing that came to mind was obviously the encounter music from Metal Gear Solid 1. Really good music. I would probably put that near the top if it's not my favorite. I also remember the song that plays when you're talking to or dealing with Psycho Mantis. It's called Mantis's Hymn. And then the other one I remembered was the one from Metal Gear Solid 2. It's called Infiltration. I actually looked up the names of these, by the way. Infiltration, and it's the one where you're inside of the big shell. And it's just like the music when you're chilling in the big shell in one of the rooms. It's the one where I actually like made up a little rap to at the beginning of one of the episodes. For some reason, it just was really... I remembered it very well, and I was just like, this is like a beat. I can just fucking bounce to this. There's other good music, too. Though I'm just spitting off the top of my head what I thought of first, and then I wrote it down so I could remember it. So anyways, last question from KPL. And, if best-looking character in the game. I guess that means hottest chick, because I ain't looking at guys. Even though I gave her a lot of flack, I gotta say Naomi. Even her face in Metal Gear Solid 1 was pleasant to look at, even in all them shitty pixels. But then when they gave her the full 3D model in Metal Gear Solid 4, I was down with that. Lab coat and all, baby. I may have gave her a lot of shit, but it doesn't make her any less hot. She's my type, in terms of looks. Let's move on. Next person's questions, finally. Shit, hopefully nobody else had 8 questions. I think that was actually the longest list somebody left me, in terms of amount of questions, not worded. Alright, next one. Omega Metroid 93, my friend. I've talked to you many times, sir. What did you got to ask me? Have you ever thought of playing Metal Gear Rising? Duh. It might just be my next Let's Play. Not next Let's Play, but next Metal Gear Let's Play. I don't know. What's the most frustrating moment of the first 2 games? See, this was an interesting one I looked at. First 2 games. That's ignoring the 3rd and the 4th one. That one was easy to answer then, because I thought about it immediately. I was like, what was frustrating about the second one? Because I wasn't going to think of anything in the first one. Listening to Raiden and Rose talking to each other. So that one, you probably didn't expect that to be an answer, Omega. But, listening to Raiden and Rose talk about their past was frustrating as fuck. And by that I just mean tedious, and I wanted them to shut the fuck up. I was already sick of their whining. And then they just talked to each other for way too goddamn long. I wasn't getting into it. I wasn't feeling it. It shouldn't have been so damn whiny, otherwise I maybe would have felt the relationship a little bit better. It's own damn fault. Anywho, last question from Omega Metroid. What or who introduced you to the series, and what made you decide to play through all of the games? Nobody actually introduced me to the series. I mean, the series has been around since, PlayStation 1. I've known about it the whole time. It's not like it's been hiding from me. So nobody introduced it to me, really. I just, I was looking at games I could play blindly on my channel over a year ago, and I was like, what is a big iconic series that I really need to play? And I was like, Metal Gear Solid is like probably the most popular one that I've never touched. And so I was like, well, let's try the first one and see how it goes. See if I even like it. That was the biggest thing. I wanted to make sure I like the series if I'm going to bother with it. And the Let's Play format made me like it more than probably just playing it on my own time. So I'm glad I Let's Played it, definitely. And because it was such a good game, that's what made me want to keep going with the series. And the story continues, and you want to fill in more pieces of the story. That's the whole point of wanting to keep playing a series. Otherwise, if the game is redundant over and over again, what's the point of keep playing the same series? I mean, something like Assassin's Creed. I loved Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, but by the spin-offs of 2 and the 3rd one, I'm like, ugh, Assassin's Creed's not doing it for me. The story is the only thing that keeps me coming, really, because the gameplay is the same. But as for Metal Gear, the gameplay has evolved over time. That's why Metal Gears don't come out once a year. Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. You get my point. So, yeah. That's what made me keep going. The fact that the story continued and the games have evolved, so they're not all the same. Let's move on. Next question, well, this one's more of a, it's a question, it's more of a game. Clamfaced says, fuck, marry, kill. Mei Ling, Rosemary, paramedic. Alright. So, of those three, the one I would kill is definitely Rosemary. Fuck Rosemary. Right in this whiny ass face. She didn't say she wasn't cute, but I didn't want to hear her bullshit. As for fuck and marry, I think I'd probably fuck Mei Ling, just to hear that accent, if you know what I'm saying. And then I'd marry paramedic because me and her could live forever and watch movies till the end of time because she's such a movie buff, and I've become quite the movie buff myself. I think me and her would work out. Even if she was one of the Patriots, that doesn't matter. Me and her could watch movies. That's all that really matters. Alright. That's all we got from Clamfaced. Alright, next question. Alfie McGurk. When did you first hear about and want to play the Metal Gear games? Well, I pretty much already said this, but, you know, I heard about him back when the PlayStation came out. Maybe not right when it came out, but it was on when the game came out on the PlayStation. That's when I first heard about it. What made me want to play it? Like I said, just wanting to play a big-time series and, you know, catching up on old series that are iconic that I just feel like I needed to play. That's really the only reason I started to play them. And like I said, and I continued on because the first one actually was great. And let's move on. Next question. The Silverazo. Did you like the game? Yes. Were you actually interested in the game? Yes. Moving on. Mr. Bosshound96. What did you enjoy and what did you hate about the Metal Gear Solid games so far? What did I say about vague questions? I think I might have said, maybe be more specific so I can answer them and not sit here and ramble for a long time. What did you enjoy and what did you hate about the Metal Gear Solid games so far? I enjoy the fact that they're fun and they have good story, and I hate that they're all cutscene. I don't even hate that. That's the kind of games they are. I mean, what do I hate about them? Very small, nitpicky things. That's too vague, sir. Next time, ask a more clear question that has an easy answer. I said nothing vague. If you were born in '96, I'll give you an excuse. That means you're a youngster. But I said not to be so vague. Moving on. Michael Clapham. Favorite boss battle? I already answered this one. It's Psycho Mantis. And will you play Portable Ops? No. Miller Kaz asks me, can we accept a Let's Play of Peace Walker? I don't know. Can you accept it? If you mean accept, that's the wrong accept. I'm pretty sure he meant expect, but he spelled it, you know, he mixed up the letters dyslexic style. Can we expect a Let's Play Peace Walker? Well, if you watch the finale of 4, I think you have your answer, so I'll just leave it at that. Which is the scene in the Metal Gear series you hate? The part in the scene? One part? Just one part? He says, which is the part you hate? Because there's only one part, I guess? I hated Rose and Raiden talking to each other so much. There's other moments, but that's the moment. He said the moment. I'm reading this word for word. Anywho, next question, next person, Darth Yoda. Have you thought of posting a video of you doing Snake versus Monkey from Metal Gear Solid 3? Well, at first I was like, what the fuck does this question even mean? Lying Secret actually answered him and said it's not on the HD edition, and then I realized what he was talking about, and I was like, oh, it's one of those things. So, no, I'm not going to do a video of it, probably, and I definitely haven't thought of it until you just brought it up. I'm probably not going to do one, and that's about it, really. I can't tell you anything more than that. Okay, next person. Anime Dude 2408. How do you feel about Snake's voice actor being changed to Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5? How do I feel about it? Fucking sucks! I don't know. Kiefer's okay. I like David Hayter's voice, but Kiefer's okay. I mean, I can't imagine it being bad. It's gonna be weird, because it's not the same guy. But, it'll be okay. I don't have emotional attachment. You know, I don't have the nostalgia goggles like a lot of you guys have for Metal Gear Solid, so it's like, I'm barely gonna notice. I mean, I'll notice, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna notice, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, fuck this, it's not even the same guy. It's just, it's a change. Not everybody can be the voice actor for their fucking life. I don't know what the reasoning is why they changed Kiefer. Maybe there's a reason, I don't know. David Hayter didn't want to do it anymore? I fucking don't even know. Anywho, maybe he's dead. I doubt it. Alright. If you had to hang out with one male character and one female character for a day at the same time, who would they be? This one I actually looked at ahead of time because I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I like the question. Don't get me, I love the question, but I'm trying to I had to rack my brain for a while on this one, but I did come up with an answer. And the answer, I already answered one of these people before because I know me and her would be compatible. Me and Paramedic would hang out all the time. So I would pick Paramedic as the chick. And I was like, who would hang out with me and Paramedic and not get in the way too much and actually be friendly? And I was like, fuck it. Let's pick the other dude from Metal Gear Solid 3. We'll pick Sigint. Sigint was a cool guy. I would talk to him too. He was silly and fun. So, yeah, 2 of the Patriots. I would hang out with them. Sigint and Paramedic. Those would be the people I would pick. There's other people I would hang out with. Come on, any of the hot chicks. But in terms of, just hanging out with them, those are the 2 I'd probably hang out with. Sit around and, chit-chat, watch the movies, do a little bit of shooting the shit, have a few drinks, play some pool, hang out with them peeps. I'm down. And then the last question from Anime Dude is, what do you think about Raiden's change of character from 2 to 4? I liked it, because I was sick of Raiden in 2. Well, by the end of 2, he wasn't so bad, but it was already the end of the game. But in 4, they made him super badass, and I enjoyed it, because that made for a lot of the fighting cinematics in Metal Gear Solid 4 were done by the Raiden character, so he was badass. How did I feel about it? It was cool. Or what did I think about it? It was cool. Alright, next question comes from Shadow Fox AMV. Heads up, this is somebody I know in real life. Can you guarantee that we will play some side missions in Peace Walker co-op together sometime? No. What was the weirdest what the f moment from Metal Gear Solid March? Why would he ask me that? What is the weirdest what the f moment from Metal Gear Solid March? So what is the weirdest moment from Metal Gear Solid 4, I guess? Because none of the freaking one-offs were really weird. I actually had to think about this one, and I wrote something down here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this was kind of weird to me. I didn't really think about it too much during the game, but I thought about it after I was done with the game. I was like, why in the hell did Akiba end up with Meryl? I guess they didn't want to leave Meryl alone at the end. And they put her with Akiba, or Johnny, whatever you want to call him. I thought that was really weird. I don't know. I know Johnny or Akiba's been around since the first Metal Gear Solid, but I was like, to throw him with Meryl? I don't know. I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Let's move on to the next question. That's weirdest moment from Metal Gear Solid 4. That's the weirdest thing I could come up with. Since you really digged playing that Rex versus Ray battle in Metal Gear Solid 4, you mentioned you were starting to dig that mecha action. Is it possible that you might check out Zone of the Ender sometime in the future? Sure. Am I going to Let's Play it? But I'll check out the games. I actually bought the HD collection, so why the fuck would I not try it? That doesn't mean I'm going to Let's Play it. Moving on. New person's questions. Let's scroll down here, because yes, I'm at the bottom of my list. Oh god, there's so many questions left. Let's speed up the process. No, I don't want to do that, but alright, continue on. Lying Secret. I've already mentioned her earlier, but let's keep going. What was the biggest WoW shock moment in the series for you? This one I also had to think about for a while and write down my answers, because I actually had a few different answers, because I was like, WoW moment, shock moment, what the fuck moment. I mean, all 3 of those seemed like different things to me. So I was like, let's pick one of each. So the biggest WoW moment, where I was like, wow, that's awesome, or wow, that's cool, or wow, that's crazy, was probably in Metal Gear Solid 4. It was when Liquid massacred all those soldiers there, when he took over the GW and stuff, when he massacred them all. I was like, wow, that was awesome and fucked up all at the same time. That was a big wow moment for me. And then shock moment, one that actually threw me off, was at the end even. Yeah, this is all from Metal Gear Solid 4, which is weird. When Snake was alive and Big Boss was alive, I was like, what? That was definitely a shock moment for me, because I didn't even know that was going to happen at all. I was ending the fucking Let's Play when that happened, and I was like, what the seriously? Got me. Alright. Where are we at? Okay. What was your favorite Easter egg that you did see, and what was your favorite that someone else showed you on YouTube? Shit. I meant to actually try and do this one ahead of time, and I forgot. I know I looked at this before. Okay, what was my favorite Easter egg that I saw? Was probably... Dang, I really should have thought about this one ahead of time, because now I gotta think. Favorite Easter egg? Favorite Easter egg? Favorite Easter egg? Oh shit, I might have to think for a minute here. I'll just let the Mario music marinate in my mind as I think. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear the music in the background. I have it pretty low. You might hear some faint whatever in the background, but I got some video game music playing in the background here. Fuck, favorite Easter egg? Shit. Probably anything hot chick related. That's the default answer. I can't think of anything specific right now. Sorry about that, Lying Secret. I could come back to that maybe. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. I should have thought about that one ahead of time. And same with favorite one that someone else showed me. I don't know, one of the funny comm calls. There was plenty of comm calls that I missed that people showed me videos to, and a lot of them were at least entertaining in the least. I don't remember which one. Oh, I did like. I could think of one from. It was Metal Gear Solid 3, that demo thing, when Snake has that dream, and you fight it's only in the Metal Gear Solid 3. That's the one that somebody showed me. It's like a demo to another game that that Konami was gonna make. I don't remember what, I think it was right when you get caught when you're in Metal Gear Solid 3. I think so. Anyway, that one was pretty cool. It was the coolest? I don't know, I can't think of another one, but it was cool. Alright, let's move on. More questions. Who is your favorite non-playable character? Are we talking enemies or just non-player characters that you only talk to? If we're talking only talk to, Paramedic, because she talks about movies. I'm a movie man. If we're talking about characters that you fight against or just in general, then my favorite NPC is Psycho Mantis, because this was my favorite boss, and they brought him back in 4, and I thought that was... The fact that they brought him back in 4 just brought up all these memories of me loving Psycho Mantis, so I was like, fuck it, that's my favorite boss, I'm leaving it at that. If that counts as an NPC, then it's Psycho Mantis, easy. Easy. Otherwise, it's Paramedic, so one or the other, either one. Let's see, moving on. Favorite boss? I already answered this, Psycho Mantis. Next. If I say the end boss battle from Metal Gear Solid 3, did you think of the boss battle against the end, or the battle at the end of the game against the boss? Definitely, when you say Metal Gear Solid 3 and you say the end, I think of the end, fighting the end. I made him freaking pun jokes in my freaking titles of those episodes when I fought him, that the end makes me think of the boss. No, the end makes me think of fighting him, not the boss. See, now I can't even fucking talk. Why everything got to be the. English, it's hard. Okay, where's the next one? Did you ever play the Ninja Missions in the VR pack? Well, 2 days ago I did a one-off of it, so yes. And do you think a Ninja game would have worked on the PS1? Yeah. If it just had a Gray Fox game, it might have been fun. Maybe. There's ninja games on the PS1 though, right? Tenchu Assassins? Isn't that a ninja game? I don't know, I haven't even played it, so whatever. Did you honestly ever cry or come close to crying while playing any part of the series? Well, the closest was when Emma died. That was the thing I was going to mention earlier. The closest thing I got to crying, I guess you could say, was when Emma died. I didn't cry at any parts or actually get close to it. But if I was really an emotional person, I probably would have cried when Emma died. Also, the end was pretty good emotionally. Not sad, really, but emotionally it was good. But I wasn't feeling like, oh my god, that's amazing. No, I didn't have the... I don't know. I just don't have that deep-rooted emotion for these games, guys. I just don't have it. There are sad parts. Ava dying was pretty sad, too. Naomi, a little bit, but not really, because I was hating on her. Just a bunch of meh, you know? A bunch of sad moments that I just wasn't completely emotionally invested in. Alright, next. Oh, last question from Lying Secret. Oh, yes, that's right. She actually added another one in another comment. Will you be playing any of the games again on your own time, trying things like completion bonus items and blah, blah, blah? Maybe? I mean, I haven't really played any of them again yet. I probably will at some point, but it's not in the near future. If I want to do 100% on, achievements and stuff, that's the one incentive I really have to go back and do anything achievements, so... I guess if I want to do achievements, I can and will. But if I don't feel like it, maybe eventually. I mean, it's not like I don't like the games or anything like that. Anyway, let's move on to another question. We're closing in on 30 minutes here. I still got a few more people to go through. Alright, next person. Splitter Johnson. Will you get the Phantom Pain and continue Metal Gear Solid's Let's Plays? Apparently you ask questions that I answer all the time. Yes. And what character do you like better? Solid Snake or Big Boss? Actually, I think I skipped that over. I think somebody else asked me that too. Or maybe I haven't got to yet. Anyway, who do I like better, Snake or Big Boss? Well, Snake's my favorite character. Solid Snake is my favorite character, so yeah. I like him better than Big Boss. Easy answer. What plot twists in any games took you completely by surprise, and are there any that you saw coming from a mile away? The one that took me by surprise is the AI naked ride-in sequence in Metal Gear Solid 2. That was complete what the fuck. I had zero idea that that was coming, and that whole those codec calls were ridiculous. Like, I'm sad that I didn't even see all of them, because there's a bunch of them that I didn't even get to see, because I didn't just keep on getting calls. If I would have made that part last a lot longer, we would have heard a lot of comm calls. Anyway, that's the one that caught me by surprise the most. And the one that I saw coming from a mile away, pretty much all of Metal Gear Solid 3. The whole story, there was nothing to like be surprised by. The only shocks or surprises came by the end of the game. The part where you figure out Ocelot is Adam, unless you guessed that earlier in the game, which I could have done, which I failed to do. And like and Ava swerving you at the very, very end. Like, those are the only two things I could think of that I didn't see coming in Metal Gear Solid 3. Everything else in Metal Gear Solid 3 was, you could see from miles and miles away, from the beginning of the game, pretty much. So that's my answer for that. Oh, did I say who asked me that question? No, I didn't. The person who asked me that question was Neon Spec, and he has a couple more here. If you had to rank the Foxhound unit characters from favorite to least favorite, how would you rank them? This one I thought ahead of time. Here's the order that I ranked just the Foxhound unit. Just the Foxhound unit. Not in the context of the series, just the Foxhound unit. And I'm counting them just from Metal Gear Solid 1. I'm not even going to take into account anything else that happens in any of the other games. So here's the order. Psycho Mantis, Sniper Wolf, Revolver Ocelot, Vulcan Raven, Liquid Snake, and Decoy Octopus. By the way, those are the 6 that he listed for me. If there was more to that could have been in there, I'm not even going to worry about it. Those are the 6 he listed. That's the order that I give them. So I'm not saying them again. Rewind if you want to hear them again. Number 3 he asked me, who are your top 3 codec buddies from any of the games? Well, I already said 2 of them earlier, Paramedic and Sigint. And I go ahead and throw Otakon in there. Otakon, you know, he's basically a codec call only guy, really. I mean, he doesn't do much else. It's just on the codec. And he says a lot of the cool stuff, or most interesting stuff, and he's in all the games except for the 3rd one, so yeah, Otakon. Yeah, I said it right. And the last one is top 5 bosses in the entire series. I already said what my favorite boss is, which was Psycho Mantis, but I do have more. I went ahead and listed them out. So, the order that I put them in, it's pretty hard to put them in order, but I went ahead and just picked 5 and said whatever order doesn't really matter. But Psycho Mantis is 1. Screaming Mantis is 2. Vamp is number 3. Oh, Vamp from Metal Gear Solid 2, by the way. I didn't say which Metal Gear Solid it is. The End from Metal Gear Solid 3. And the Rex vs. Ray battle in Metal Gear Solid 4. And I actually have an honorable mention, which we'll call it number 6. The Shagohod Volgin battle in Metal Gear Solid 3 at the end. That one was pretty fun. The whole chase sequence followed by the fight against the Shagohod. I thought that was pretty cool. There's some other boss fights that are pretty close to being on that list, but those are the ones that came to my mind first as my favorites. Moving on. Next person, Bosch von Rosenberg. What do you hate and love about Otakon? I hate that he's a whiner. I love that he's so amazed at all the things that Snake does that he cannot do. Like, you're the shit, Snake. That was one of my favorite things that he ever said. He's like, you're the shit. I was like, that one made me LOL for reals. Alright, next question. Harrison Sands asks me, top 5 voice actors in the Metal Gear series. This one I looked up who was the voice actors, and I'm just going by voice. We're not even talking what their character is at all. I picked voices only. Number 1, the voice of Liquid/Master Miller from Metal Gear Solid 1. Cam Clark is his real name. He voices Kratos in Tales of Symphonia. He's like the one fucking voice in this entire series that I wish I could freaking do, man. His voice is so fucking like epic, deep. I can't even. I just wish I had that voice. Anyway, let's go through the rest of them real quick. Number 2 would be Solid Snake, Big Boss, David Hayter. Duh. Number 3 is Ocelot. I really loved Ocelot's evil voice. Patrick Zimmerman does the voice. Ocelot for show. Vamp is number 4. I love his, like, Transylvanian, like, persona. I don't really know. I guess it's a Russian accent or some kind of Eastern European accent. I'm not entirely certain. But Vamp's voice actor was good. Next, I would pick Ava's voice actress, the chick from Metal Gear Solid 3, because her voice was so supple and seductionist, and I was like, oh yeah, sucked right into her, like, because she was trying to be all seductive, and her voice was pretty much perfect for that. I was trying to think of another chick's voice that got me. Well, that one got me. And then, an honorable mention, of course, is Mei Ling from Metal Gear Solid 1, and actually, I think it's the same chick in Metal Gear Solid 4. She just got better at speaking English or stopped doing the accent. But yeah, that chick. I like that. I like that stereotypical Asian accent. I could have listened to that more, but it's only in the first game. What are you gonna do? All right, we're way past 30 minutes now. So let's. I got 3 more people left. Okay, cool. Dean Mark BC, my old friend. I haven't heard from you in so long. Anyway. Which characters would you have liked to have learned, or see more of during the games? That's a hard question. I mean, it's a good question, but I actually wrote one down. Paramedic. Of course, I would have loved to see more of her, because the only thing we got to see of her was on the codec. Maybe she wasn't even hot, and maybe I wouldn't have liked her. I don't know. I'm not that shallow, but you never know. Maybe she was an uggo. Maybe the picture wasn't really her thing. Maybe she had a picture like a MySpace picture that isn't actually her. I don't know. I never got to see her in motion. Well, I take that back. You get to see her at the beginning of the game, don't you? Oh, well, whatever. I think you do get to see her at the beginning of the game, so I'm... Okay, sorry about that. My phone actually reached its maximum video size, so yeah, I knew this was going to be too long. Anywho, so I restarted it. I don't know where I got cut off there, but I was in the middle of talking about Paramedic needing to be more info about her in the games. I kind of wish you could learn more about her. That's just the first thing that comes to mind because I liked her, but... Otherwise, I don't know. I really don't have someone I really want to learn more about. Not really. I mean, the only thing I know more about her is she ends up being a patriot, and then she does some of the bad science stuff. I can't remember exactly the things that she did. Dr. Clark, as she's known. Anywho, let's do the other question from Dean Mark BC here. Who was your overall favorite character, and how do they rank alongside your favorite characters from all video games? Well, Solid Snake's my favorite. I already said that. How does he rank amongst all characters and my favorite characters? I don't know. He's in there. I mean, he's in there. It's hard to say, because it's hard to rank somebody you just started playing games about. But, I don't know. I don't really have, like, a ranking thing for characters. I don't even really have a favorite character. I have favorite characters, but not a favorite. I mean, I like Mega Man. I like Link from Legend of Zelda. I mean, those are 2 of my favorites. Are they better than those 2? Is Snake better than those 2 to me? Not to me. I mean, he's a more fleshed out character than either one of those guys. Duh, because Link's always a different Link, and Mega Man is a robot. But in terms of just my favorites, it doesn't beat my favorites, I'll just tell you that. But if I had to do like a top 20, he'd probably eke his way into it. I don't see why not. He's a pretty awesome character. Alright, that's the last question from him. Let's move on to AI Reaver. Is there a voice from anybody in the franchise that you wish you could perfectly imitate on command so you could use in real life? I already basically answered this. Cam Clark, the voice of Liquid Snake / Master Miller from Metal Gear Solid 1. I would fucking love to be able to do his voice. His voice is amazing. Oh, we got another one of these. Cool that we started the video off with one of these, and we're going to almost end it with one of these. Which one would I snog, marry, and avoid? Meryl, Ava, and the boss. Which one would I... This is actually a much nicer question. The other one was fuck, marry, kill. So, in this case, I don't have to fuck any of them unless I want to fuck the one I marry. And the other one I don't have to kill. I just have to not talk to them or ever come into contact with. So anyway, snog, marry, avoid. Funny that you snog. You must be English. Which one would I marry? The marry one is probably the hardest one here because I don't know if I would want to spend the rest of my life with any of these beezies. Meryl's all cold and stuff. So is the boss. And then Ava is like a bitch-ass fucking conniver. I'd probably pick Ava just because I think I like her in terms of looks the best. I'd probably marry Ava. I don't see why not. She's not so bad. I mean, she did screw us over a few times, but, you know, if she's on your good side, she's good. You know, whatever. So I'd probably just make out with Meryl and avoid the boss. I know. The boss, she's cool, but she's not a kissing, marrying type. Not even. And Meryl, I'd kiss her once, but she wouldn't enjoy that shit. She'd be like, I don't even like men anymore. Sorry. Like, well, fuck you too, bitch. Nice ass. What are you gonna do about it? I didn't think so. Alright. And we're actually to the end of my QA here with the last person, which is... I really never know how to pronounce this guy's name, so I'm gonna try my darndest. Gil... Alright, hold on. I got this. Guilherme Jr. Marin. That's what I got. If that's wrong, oops. You know who you are. If you want me to say it like a white man, I'll be like, Guilherme Jr. Marin. There, that's the white man way to say it. Anyway, he has a handful of questions here to finish this off with. So, Solid Snake or Big Boss? Answered this already. Solid Snake. Most emotional moment in your opinion? Emma dying. Well, at least for me. Most emotional moment in the game? That's dealer's choice. But for me, it was Emma dying in Metal Gear Solid 2. Your favorite moment and least favorite moment overall? Cutscenes and gameplay. Oh boy. Your favorite moment cutscene? Did I mark this or no? Do I have to come up with this one myself? I feel like I missed some questions, by the way, but I'll get back to that in a minute. Your favorite moment, cutscene? No, I didn't mark these, did I? No, I did not. Well, whatever. Did I? Hold on. Where's my... No. Okay. Well, favorite moments and least favorite moments. Well, my least favorite's easy because it's the whole Raiden and Rose thing in the second one. Like, that was literally the one thing I always like come back to, and it just really... I just don't enjoy listening to them talk to each other. I don't. Even in Metal Gear Solid 4. As for favorite moments, oh boy, there's so many. If we're talking just strict gameplay, boss fight, Psycho Mantis, best part. But if we're talking cutscene favorite moments, too many to count. There's so many cutscenes that have good cinematics and just good things happening. How do I even pick one? I mean, I honestly can't even think of one specific one. I'm just, all the cutscenes are flying through my mind. It's like, just the cinematics in general. That's my favorite moments are when they're really cinematic, like the things that make my eyeballs go yes, you know, without actually having to say anything. Anyways, his fourth question: did you enjoy the games and are happy to have played them? That's an easy one. Yes. And number 5, favorite, least favorite game so far. I'm thinking. Oh, he says in the series. Well, I already listed them in order, so least favorite is 1 and least favorite is 2. Easy answer. I feel like I missed a question here because I know there was one in here somebody asked me about, like, who's the hottest or whatever. I think somebody asked me that, but I skipped right over it. Who the fuck asked me that? So I was looking at my notes that I have to answer some of these questions, and I skipped right over the one that had to do with hot chicks, didn't I? What's your favorite? Who the fuck asked me that? Did I skip over somebody? I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did miss you, I'm sorry. I definitely copied every ones that I saw in the comments. Who the hell did I miss? I know there was a question that said, who's the hottest? Or, like, what are the hottest? Like, I know the first guy asked me, who is the best looking? But I know there's one that's like, who's the hottest? Give me 1 second. Almost there. Wow, who the fuck asked me? How did I miss it? Did I lose the question? I guess I lost the question. I don't know. I swear I saw another question about which one's the hottest. I don't know. I don't remember who asked me, but I swear there was one here. Maybe I accidentally deleted it. Anyway, I have a list here of who I thought was the hottest, so I'll just give it to you now since I fucking already made a list of it. So the chicks, I rated... Oh, and I have a caveat here. I said, okay, if we're just talking strict characters, I have a top 5, but If we're talking, um, if we're talking just straight up hotness, I put the couple of the B&Bs at the top because that Raging Raven chick, the Asian one, that's my cup of tea right there. But if we're talking actual characters in the game that had, you know, overall things to the main plot, well then here's the order of hotness. We're just going hotness, not going to go by anything other than that. I went Naomi, Sniper Wolf, Ava, Mei Ling, and Meryl. And somewhere in there should be Paramedic, I know, but we don't get to see enough of her for me to think about her in a hot thing. I really can't believe I missed that question. Who the fuck asked me that? I know somebody asked me that. I feel like somebody also asked me what was the top 5 characters in the game, and I'm skipping over that too. Who the fuck asked me these questions that I'm not seeing on this list? I swear, I'm sorry if I really am missing your questions. I know I fucking saw top, like, favorite hot chick or something. I feel like the word hot was in one of these, and I'm missing it. Maybe I accidentally deleted it off my list. That would be lame, right? I don't know. Whatever. Other than that, the other thing I have on my list here was favorite characters, and I went ahead and made a top 5 of that as well. They're all people I've mentioned, but let's go ahead and say them now. Solid Snake, number 1. Psycho Mantis, number 2. I went ahead and put my favorite boss as my second favorite character. Ocelot's number 3. Great villain throughout the entire series. Ocelot, A+. Vamp, number 4. I know, big surprise. I didn't show a lot of affection or likes towards Vamp during my Let's Plays, but I've thought about it in hindsight, and I was like, Vamp was a really good fucking villain. He really was. The fact that he was almost like an undead guy made him really awesome. And then, last but not least, I had to put a chick on there. I picked Sniper Wolf, my favorite chick from the Foxhound unit. Yep. Oh, not that there's another chick on the Foxhound unit, but you know what I mean. She's on the Foxhound unit. She's awesome. She's hot. She was very tragic, too. It's good. It was... She told me her first... She was the first hot chick giving me a sad story. And then there was the Beauty and Beast bitches later. So, there you go. Anyway, I think I got everybody's questions. Some of those questions, I feel like they disappeared off my list. If they did, and I missed your question, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss one, though. Maybe I just misinterpreted them and I made a list about it anyways. I don't fucking know. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the whole entire month of Metal Gear March. I enjoyed doing it. Biggest thing, I was glad to get through a Metal Gear game quickly instead of dragging it out like I've been doing for the most part. So when I get to the next Metal Gear game, I may just fly through it again like I did this one. But don't hold me to that. We'll see how it goes when I get to it. For now, I'll leave you with this. And, yeah. That's all for the QA. Maybe we'll do more QAs for other series one of these days. Or maybe just a regular QA because... Hey, I mean, I don't mind answering questions. I mean, asking questions in the comments is good enough most of the time, and I'll answer them most of the time. But sometimes you might want to hear it straight from my mouth. I don't know. So, yeah, 40 fucking plus minutes later, here we are. Anywho, see you guys in the next thing that you're going to watch. Bye. Just bye. Peace.